This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, and it reads to the Holy Scriptures. And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon, and upon the earth, distress of nations where perplexity and seas and where is one. Shalom, first and foremost, like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, B'Karkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. And I say shalom to you Akim out there. And this is a quick walk and talk lesson that I wanted to bring out of the Luke 21 and 25. And as soon as I had got done with camp not too long ago, I said about like a half an hour ago, you had this, I was walking past and I was hearing from a far distance, you had these Palestinians, Ishmaelites. They was talking about freeing Palestine and talking about unite the people. You mean unite the Arab nations? But I just want to say that for a prime example. I wanted to do a sit-down lessons of the disgressive nations upon the earth, and I'm gonna bring it out again for edification's sake. This is the book of Luke, chapter 21, verse 25, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures. And there shall be signs in the sun and the moon and the stars upon the earth, distress of nations, where perplexity and the waves run. Right, so that's what we're seeing in the world today. We're seeing, just like in 2 Ezra 9 and 3 of the Apocrypha of all the Holy Scriptures as well too, for a prime example. We're seeing, that sedition. We're seeing that sedition, and we're seeing uprisings and uproars in the people in the world. I believe most likely they were protesting about, free Palestine, with the current tensions going on between the Israelis and the Palestinians, So those tensions are at an all-time high. She talking about free Palestine and unite the people. You mean unite your people and the Arab nations and the ones that are Muslims. They're going to click up against these Western countries and the allies of NATO, Ukraine, because Russia is going to be as soon as you read the book of Ezekiel 38, verse 1 through verse 7, they're going to be a guard unto these nations. Just like Russia is going to be a guard to Iran, So that's why you see the recent between Iran and Saudi Arabia coalition with one another, So this is what's happening in the latter days, We seeing the uprisings and uproars in the people in the world, and definitely with these increasing uprisings of these protests and sedition. Like the scripture says in 2 Ezra 15 and verse 16, one people should stand up against fight one another with swords in their hands. And that's a prime example what's going on over there in the Israel-Palestine situation. So the protests that they doing over here in Illinois, hey, that's uprisings and uproars of the people in the world. They doing increasing protests, increasing sedition, And I'm gonna bring out that 2 Ezra as well too, since I mentioned it. Salakia. So you're going to continue to see these uprisings and sedition in the latter days. Salakia, typo, tweaking. Salakia, I'm going to go to the next verse. Salakia, for that I was looking around while I was walking. This is 2 Ezra chapter 9 verse 3 of the Apocrypha of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, and this is a prime example. You're going to continue to see uprisings and uproars and more protests around the world. Definitely over here in modern day Babylon, the virgin daughter of Babylon, and around the world as well too, for a witness. And this is 2 Ezra 9:3 of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "Therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars in the people in the world," right? That's what we're seeing. The increasing uprisings and uproars in the people in the world. That's sedition. I'm gonna bring out that 2 Ezra since I mentioned that twice. 2 Ezra 15th chapter, the 16th verse. Matter of fact, I'm gonna bring out 15. 2 Ezra 15 and verse 15, and it reads of the Apocrypha of the Holy Scriptures, and it reads, "For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against one another with swords in their hands." Right, just like I mentioned again, that's what we're seeing over there, Israel-Palestine situation, and they're doing protests, like I mentioned again, when I was walking past, I heard a voice from a far distance, talking about free Palestine and all that. Hey, talking about free Palestine and unite the people. That means unite your people in the Arab nations, to go against the virgin daughter of Babylon, going against Israel, and to go against modern day Babylon and Israel, And I'm gonna read it again for edification's sake. This is 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 15, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures, "For their sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people should stand up and fight against one another with swords in their hands." Right, because ancient times they used to battle with swords and stuff, but in modern day times, they swords and the modern day weapon is the GUN, if you know what I mean. In verse 16, 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 16, and it reads through the Holy Scriptures, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor their princes. In the course of their actions, they'll stand in their power, right? And that's what we're seeing in the latter days. It's going to continue to increase. Prime example, what's going on over there in France. The protesters over there, fighting over pension reform. So you have uprisings over there as well too. And I believe not too long ago, you had over there in France the president, the current president, because he's a Democrat, They went to the president of France, one of his favorite restaurants over there. Hey, they set that boy on fire. So that shows you that the times they go, the times that we are in, So once again, like I mentioned before, the sedition, the uprisings, and uproars in the people in the world is going to continue to increase in the latter days, And the hostilities and tensions are going to continue to increase over there, the Israel-Palestine situation, because these are the times that we are in. Just like I brought out Luke 21 and 25, the disgressive nations were perplexity, It's a lot of uncertainty that's going on. That's why you're seeing the increasing sedition, hostilities, and the uprising and uproars in the people in the world. It's going to continue to increase more and more and more in the latter days, So with that, this was just a walk and talk lesson that I wanted to bring out. It was on my spirit. And first and foremost, I'd like to give all praises and glory and honor to Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Bakarkadash. Double honors to the elders for preaching this word truthfully and sincerely. And shalom to the Akim scattered through the four corners of the globe, preaching the word truthfully and sincerely as well too. Until next time, I will say shalom.